All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 65. Let's go. This is, of course, our weekly, every single Thursday, rain or shine, Solo Man podcast, where we talk about everything: news, reviews, announcements, trailers, updates, all the things PSVR2 related. What is up, guys? And this is a pretty special one, in fact, because this is actually the very first stream that I'm doing from my upgraded PC rig that I upgraded a while back to prepare for the future. And yes, I have been tinkering with all sorts of little things and dabbling with that. This is, of course, Interactive Chat, where I like to interact with you guys and say, what is up to Blue Jew, the Game Cat adjacent Game Cat. Wait, where's the chat? There we go. Blue Jew, the Game Cat adjacent Underground Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. Salvador in the house. What's up, my dude? Stingray X says episode 69 special. Nice. You know, we are definitely 4 episodes away from our next milestone. Can't wait. Oh, but we've got some stuff to get to before then. Vargelsoft in the house tonight. Good to see you. Der Schnuff says upgraded works. Did not miss the beginning of the stream. Nice. It seems like this computer it certainly started a hell of a lot faster. Everything seems to be running pretty smooth so far. So hopefully, like I said, everything goes well. Seems like a lot of you got some notifications this time. So hey, it's great. New stuff. Dead Ringer is here. What is up? Dead Ringer Jr.'s in the house tonight, representing. Let's go. Alexander Ritter, the Game Cat Andrew Ehrenreich. What is up, guys? Good to see you. So we've got a bit to talk about today. There's, of course, been a couple updates to some games that I want to get to. Got some new games that have been announced, and of course, some release dates for some long anticipated, pretty big hitter games coming that I'm really, really excited about. We're going to take a look and kind of preview those as much as we can. But then, of course, we've got the May savings sale, and there are some big deals. Of course, as always, I'm going to go through, give the thumbs up, thumbs down to what I recommend the most. And if there's a lucky one out there, it'll get the golden buzzer for the must buy of the sale. And spoiler alert, there is one. It's free real estate, says AJ. Did you beat Legendary Tales? And is there a final boss? No, I haven't beaten it yet. I'm still grinding in any free time I have. Still grinding away so that I can do my final boss stream. But yes, to the second part, there is a big bad final boss that we will be live streaming, the epic final showdown on Legendary Tales. I am definitely not done with that game. It's just, you know, I support all PSVR2, at least all good PSVR2, and that requires a lot of playing everything. So definitely it's been a lot. It's been a lot of work keeping up with everything. And also, as I mentioned, with my new PC rig, I have been kind of preparing for the future with that. So like I said, in the future, you know, the main stuff on PSVR2 is always going to be my primary focus. However, I will definitely be adding more content to the channel with some PC stuff, and you're going to want to hear what I have to say about it, because there's you know, it takes a lot of work. Like a lot of the stuff you can buy on PC that's like out of the box ready to go. Most of that is pretty much like mostly equal, with some exceptions, of course, mostly equal to like that of PlayStation VR. And but the modding stuff, man, the modding stuff it's a pain in the ass, but I look forward to, you know, showing off some goodness there, because there's a lot of unique things about it, and like I said, it does take a lot of work. But hopefully there's either guides out there, or I will be making guides for you guys, just quick setup guides to save you all the time and hassle. is what I would like to do, so that you get to get the best of it all. But yeah, I've tried out some things, tried out like Ghost Runner. Shout out to Wes, who provided me with a key for that. And I got that modded last night, and it's not perfect yet. But man, it's beautiful. It's fun. That's part of the reason I'm really excited about Stride, which we'll get into a little bit. Stride will be, hopefully really, really awesome. And I think Ghost Runner, a modded Ghost Runner, kind of gave me a taste of that. Of course, I've mentioned Spyro a bunch. Is the only Unreal Engine VR game that I have that is like you just press the button and it starts working. So that's really nice. But then I've checked out a bunch of stuff. I checked out Ace Combat 7, the full game in VR. That's pretty sweet. Ace Combat 7 on PSVR1 was like my favorite experience, period. And we always wanted the full game in VR, and again, modding it a little bit gets it working, but there's extra additional steps to really get like things like, then you start it up and things like the radar is not working, or like the button mapping is like awful. So that's something, like I said, I hope to be able to help with in the future, barring PSVR2 support. PC support is what we hope it is going to be, which is basically just like a true like kind of native support. But yeah, man, can't wait to share more on that. But yeah, I've been definitely dabbling in the PC VR stuff. Like I said before, I'm not crazy about standalone. I don't know what it is, like the graphics, the graphics of standalone. I'm not even a graphics snob, but the graphics are so lifeless on standalone. Granted, I haven't played a Quest 3, but this is the same shit that everybody told me about Quest 2, and I got a Quest 2, and I was like, well, but the best thing about the Quest 2 has been, besides Resident Evil, the Resident Evil VR remake or whatever, has been, of course, using it with PC, because PC is more in line with like that console experience, but it's very limited library wise. Like really, I've said this, I think last night on Gamescast Live, which has returned. My good buddy Brian is back up and running with the channel, and somebody asked if I'm gonna remove PSVR from my name or something. Looper says you still have PSVR in the channel name. Always, man. PSVR is why I created this channel. It's why I got into VR in the first place. I understand there's a million different uses for, well, not a million, but there's a lot of different uses for VR. A lot of people have different things that they like about it. For me, I like VR gaming, and I like, I like VR gaming experiences that are in line with like console gaming. Because that's what I was. Before all this, I was a hardcore console gamer. And then when PSVR came out, I became a super big PSVR gamer. Yeah, man, like I said, the closest thing is definitely PC VR to PSVR 2. But the modding stuff is very, like, there's a lot of work that goes into that before you get it to up and running, and even then it's not always like perfect, but I don't know, they're doing the modding stuff is doing some great work. Time to play VR keeps yelling at me saying he can't hear me. Everybody else is saying the sound is fine. I don't know. Turn up your volume. Somebody but anyways, like I was saying, this will always be a PSVR channel, like regardless, unless like it dies one day, but that's not going to happen. There's been tons of speculation about PSVR dying, that, well, even before it came out, I mean, and even since the beginning of PSVR, people have been really, rough on it. And I don't know. I don't know why, but it's been weird, but I'll tell you what, man, like people are begging for like console quality experience games and experiences. And I think a lot of people out there take it for granted, what we, what we're getting and what we have been getting. I mean, I have a feeling like if, you know, if Resident Evil Remake or Resident Evil Village or Gran Turismo or, you know, what else, any other of these, some of these exclusive things that are exclusive to PSVR2, I feel like if they were on any other platform, they'd like make the internet explode. So, you know, I don't really, I don't know, but like I said, this is why it's super important for me, as a channel to stay with PSVR2, PSVR, because it's just what I enjoy, man. And this channel is all about what I enjoy doing. And I love PSVR. So that's how it is, man. The only thing that's going to be changing is that I'm going to be adding additional content with PC VR stuff, depending on the kind of PSVR2 support for PC there is. But that's because I'll still be using a PSVR2 headset. So now that that's out of the way, it's time to get into some newsy news. What is up, Nihilus Ryan, my metal feline friend? Thank you so much for the donation and the support and the love. Right back at you, homie. Says Thirsty Thursday. Let's go. Metal. Yeah, man. Let's see here. What up, Charlie Murphy? Adam just finished Galaxy's Edge. We will definitely be mentioning that. Yep, that's definitely part of the sale. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on. And that is, of course, before we get into some of the upcoming games that have been announced, I want to swing back around to something that I mentioned last week. And this time, I believe the audio is off, so it shouldn't deafen you. Summer Dive DLC for Puzzling Places, aka Poopla. Guys, go buy this. Go buy this right now, because I did after I streamed last week. I did get a chance to check this out, and holy shit, man, this is absolutely the best Puzzling Places puzzle that I've played so far. Now, granted, I'm a little biased because I love underwater. I love underwater exploration, but there's so many other reasons that I love this DLC pack. First of all, it's $2. It's $1.99. It is $1.99. Absolute great deal, and it's all underwater. It's very colorful. It's beautiful. There's refracting light from like the water waves and stuff across the surface that actually moves. So a lot of other Puzzling Places DLC, they have like, they stand still. They're static, right? But they make these noises to kind of like make it more immersive and make it like it sounds alive, but it doesn't move. That's not the case here. This puzzle actually is like dynamic and moves. Stuff moves around on it while you're putting it together. And that is, of course, including all the little fishies. The little fishies are like swimming around on the little pieces. Those are, I think, the coral moves a little, or not the coral, but the like seaweed stuff moves around. The coral stuff is beautiful. The shipwreck, the little crashed plane is awesome. This puzzle is absolutely fantastic, you guys. And I highly recommend it. Go support them for doing this. I want to see more stuff like this in Puzzling Places. Because, yeah, man. I actually had some footage, but what I didn't realize, at least with my new capture card or something, either the PlayStation VR2 updated or my capture card changed or something on the new PC, but it actually records from the left eye now, whereas it used to record from the right eye. So I took this time, got like this really awesome footage, and then I looked at the footage, and then only to realize that it was recording out of the wrong eye. So I didn't get to I didn't get to show you guys the cool footage that I had of this puzzle, but like I said, highly recommend it. You got to go check it out. Yeah, like this is the first I think this is the first DLC I've bought for Puzzling Places. This game's been out for years. It's been obviously was a launch title. I haven't been interested in a single map pack for Puzzling Places until now, and this one is fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. Dead Ringer says, I've been holding off on Puzzling Places, but this makes me want the whole game. It's not that much of a game. I think it's like $15 or something. It does go on sale from time to time though, so maybe wait for the next sale. But it's a fantastic game. I just don't oftentimes like have a lot of interest in just something that's kind of cozy and killing time and but this DLC is an absolute exception, and I highly recommend it. Looper says +1 for pivoting into a metal channel. Hey, you never know. I would turn this channel into a metal channel for sure. We'll get some Slaughter to Prevail going, some cattle decapitation, some Job for a Cowboy. I'll just play their music on my channel all day and just serenade you in mechanical heavy goodness. Oh, but anyways, all right. So just had to give a quick shout out to Summer Dive DLC. Time to play. I'll have to look into that later, man. Everyone else is saying it's fine. I will. This is my first stream with this new PC. I will look into it though. I promise you. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So we have a little bit of news. There is a new game that has been announced, or it actually showed up on the PlayStation Store. And the developers have now confirmed that they have recently sent it in for Sony certification process. And that is a little game called Compound. Now, listen, guys. This is a roguelike. But I have heard absolute raving reviews for this game. And the reason why is they basically, I hear it get compared a lot to Doom. Gameplay wise, to me, it looks like, I love that it looks like a 3D SNES game. It looks like being inside of an SNES game, which is really sweet. But this game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and like very positive recent reviews. But people love this game, despite nobody mentions that, oh, it's a roguelike. It's actually a roguelite, not a like, because there is a difference. Don't ask me what that difference is. But as a fan of like retro shooters and stuff, I think this is looking pretty fantastic. And yeah, I think we need more Doom clones that are pretty badass. And man, yeah, everyone's saying that this is like really, really good. So super excited about this. No release date for this yet, but again, they just submitted it for Sony certification. And people have been saying really, really good things about this. In fact, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the store and see what they have to say about Compound. Compound is a randomized roguelite free-roaming shooter for virtual reality veterans. Duck and dodge around enemy fire in a tough-as-nails retro FPS with multiple locomotion options. Prepare to die a lot until you are good enough to reach the heart of the corporation, I love it, and take back what belongs to everyone. What is this? Let's see here. The concept of Compound started as an attempt to move away from the wave shooter formula common in early indie video VR titles and towards a fuller first-person shooter experience built from the ground up for room-scale virtual reality. The trade-off is that this game may not be suited to players who are still coming to grips with VR. So it says cool music, that the game is intentionally difficult, and that there is an easy mode, it looks like. There's a practice arena. So it does look like it has some decent options here. But overall, this game is looking fantastic. I love the art design, and I love these hardcore old school FPS. Good stuff. Stingray X is down with the man, down with giant corporations. But yeah, man, I'm hoping this looks like super sharp and clear in the headset. Looks really good. And yeah, this will be very interesting. Like I said, from a lot of the reviewers I know, and from a lot of people in general, like everybody is saying that this is a very good game. So really looking forward to it, and looking forward to dying a lot. Ooh, some pie. Saw him eat some pie. So good stuff here, man. But that is not the only thing coming. We also got, finally, guys, are we ready to all collectively shit our pants together? Because Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for Life, says, Boomer Shooter VR, let's go. Indeed. Madison VR, guys. We finally have a release date and a price and a little bit of information on Madison VR. Now, I've covered this game quite a bit, in anticipation for its release. And of course, you know, this game's been delayed 1,000 times, but obviously it's a good thing that in the end, because now the last delay was due to adding dynamic foveated rendering and a locked 90 frames per second, meaning this game is going to look amazing. And again, when it comes to like VR games and VR gamers, a lot of you guys, a lot of our audience here, you guys are like gamers. Like, you know, we like our gimmicks, we like our experiences and our features and our apps and everything, sure. But I think the core audience here loves video games. And again, we can't take this for granted when we get something full scale like this. This is supposed to be like one of the scariest games ever. And it has been my most anticipated horror game for a long time, because it's a true horror game. There's lots of other games that are like horror themed, or, you know, but they just haven't been super scary. Propagation Paradise Hotel and Resident Evil Village are probably the scariest games on PSVR2. Everything else is like really not been like truly scary to me. So I'm really, really excited about a true horror game and experience on PlayStation VR 2. As far as pricing goes, we do have some details there. And let's check out Perp Games post on the Twitters. It says, it's official. Madison VR comes to PlayStation VR 2 and PC VR May 2nd. Guys, that is 1 week away. Exactly 1 week away from today. We will be collectively shitting ourselves together. The scariest flat screen horror game of all time just got even scarier. Stock up on your brown pants and have pictures of cute animals ready. You're gonna need them. They've got the wish list page here. The price is going to be £29.99 pounds, €34.99 euros, and $34.99 US dollars. That is, of course, Europe. Or I'm sorry, the UK, Europe, and US. This does not include Canada and Australian prices. But if you own the original PS5 game, it says owners of the PS5 version of Madison who purchased the game before March 1st, so you also have to purchase it before March 1st. Who purchased the game before March? So you have to buy the original Madison before March 1st. Will be able to purchase the digital version of the PSVR 2 version at 20% off of the store price until May 31st. So that's pretty cool. So you get a little bit of a discount if you own the original game. I do not own the original game. I know nothing about this. I've wanted to know nothing about this. I've been avoiding every single spoiler possible. But guys, it is happening. I cannot wait. I hope it's like super scary. And man, I just couldn't be more excited about this. Most anticipated horror game in a very, very long time. So cannot wait. Good shit, man. Good shit. DFR and 90 frames per second confirmed. But that's not the only release date we got. Let's see here. I want to see, before we move on to the next game real quick, I want to see if Charlie Murphy, another job for a Cowboy fan. Nice. That new album was great. Dead Ringer, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate the love and support. Right back at you in the juniors, homie. Says hashtag love spending Thursday night with AJ talking about PSVR. Let's go, man. Let's go. Every single Thursday, Solo Man podcast. You guys get back-to-back PSVR podcasts now with the new schedule. But let's see here. Anybody gonna be? I'm guessing all of you guys are gonna be picking up. I feel like I'd have a better chance asking who's not picking up Madison VR, because I know a lot of you will, but I know some of you don't mess with the horror games. I love Time to Play's new YouTube name. You changed that just for me. I appreciate you. I'm sorry you can't hear me saying how much I appreciate you. Oh, I love it. Mr. Bean, the Game Cat Supreme, says it's really scary. Great game on flat. Excellent. Niles Ryan says, I'm gonna scare easy because I was even screaming playing the broken game Apollo 13. I'd be screaming too, having to play that. Probably for a different reason though. Pietrek F says, try in Gran Turismo 7, the new car, Afila, the Sony car in Dark Race. Interior looks awesome. Will do. I'll make a note of it. I wanted to try and squeeze in some time to play the Gran Turismo update at some point before the show, but I just didn't have time. I'll tell you what I did actually play. We'll do a little detour here. Brace your ears. I'm gonna try to mute this as fast as possible. Headphone warning. I did play something that got an update before the stream. Okay. All right, there we go. Luckily that wasn't too bad. I did check out Wizards. Wizards I saw happened to get an update, and I did check this out a little bit before the stream because they said that they had a graphical update to it, and so I was interested. They added a graphical update, they added haptics to it, and so I figured why not just check it out real quick and share some impressions. I wasn't going to because ultimately it was disappointing, but no, graphically the game does look a lot better now. It's not like amazing, it's not perfect or anything, but it does look very good, which was one of my biggest gripes with the game at launch, was that it was really blurry, which was a shame because the game has a really nice art style. So they did, hell yeah, Alice Ryan, let's go. They did update the graphics as promised. They do look better and the environments look nice and stuff. And I did kind of have to remember how to play this because I had forgotten to. This is all the gameplay I just recorded earlier too. I had to remember how to play because there's a lot of gestures-based spell casting. And as you can see, like, it looks pretty sweet, but there's only one problem, is that there's still some kind of bugginess. There's still some jank. The game crashed on me like literally 2 or 3 times in the short amount of time I played it. And they still have this really annoying audio issue where like the audio just like cuts out. Like there's like all of this, like the music will be playing and then we'll just stop. And it's like all buggy. So really the biggest issues with the game now for me has been the audio issues and the crashing. But I will say the upgrade update was a welcome one. Overall, it does look a lot better, and it's moving in the right direction. I think when there's not a lot going on, maybe during a slow time, and when this game is on like a deep sale, I do think it might be worth picking up. With a lot of VR games, there's kind of a time and place for everything, right? Like sometimes there can be a great game, but you can just not be in the mood for it. Like that happens. I feel like that's the case here. I feel like this is like it's an okay game. It'll be worth checking out at some point. But when there's just so many amazing games or really great games coming out at the time, then it's just like, this can wait. There's no rush to play this. But I do think that there is some good stuff to be had here. But yeah, I wasn't planning on talking about this. But there it is. That, for those curious about it or weren't aware, it did get an update. It's got some haptics now, which is nice. I remember something happening here. I think I was like, I don't remember what happened here, but something I just like stopped playing. It ended on a whimper, unfortunately. But yeah, man. So Madison, Wizards Dark Fates update. The next thing I really want to check out is the Light Brigade. Now the Light Brigade they had this update last week, but there was a bug that it had, and they have now fixed the bug. So I'm really excited to jump back into the Light Brigade ASAP, because I really, really like this game a lot. I think it's just got this really creative art style and like theme to it, and it's really unique. It's just a game-ass game, and it's really good. Really good experience, really good game, great gameplay and everything. So looking forward. I just haven't had time to check it out as of yet. Hayden Fox, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Appreciate the love and support. Right back at you. Says, by the way, AJ, Hayden, have you heard of Cold VR and Subside VR coming to PSVR2? I heard Cold VR is like super hot but reversed, and Subside VR is like kayak but it's swimming instead. So yes, I have heard of both of these, and I've played one of them. The Cold VR has I think a demo or something on Steam. I will check that out at some point. I just my time is very limited, and there's a lot to keep up with on the new releases with PSVR2. So, but I do look forward to checking that out. And but I have played the Subside demo. I played the whole thing, in fact, and yeah. So about that, I would say. And yes, the developers have said that they plan to bring it to PSVR 2, or they would like to, like after the PC version. Right now, it's very early in its development, and it's very early in its development. It hasn't had any official releases. Again, that's actually part of the reason I went and jumped into the Summer Dive DLC for Puzzling Places, because it just got me in the mood. I love underwater exploration. That is literally why I put hundreds of hours into No Man's Sky, because of underwater exploration. And after 7 years, I finally found my paradise planet in No Man's Sky, with amazing underwater exploration. But yeah, so I'll give you my quick thoughts on the Subside demo. Because people are raving about, how realistic it looks and everything. Well, keep in mind, it is very much a demo and like a tech demo from what is available at this time. But it does have some cool things to offer here. Graphically, it looks good. I think what it does well is it pays attention to some of these smaller details. And there's things that people like about it, or let me just say, there's things that stick out about it. You stick your hand out of the water and there's water dripping off of it. And I think it's okay. I think you should kind of they could potentially, it all depends on what they do with Subside. I actually was watching Virtual Strangers. Highly recommend Virtual Strangers, and they talked about it well. They had a great discussion over there, and when they said exactly what I was thinking, which is like, well, if they don't add a game to this, like it's going to run into the same situation as Kayak VR. In fact, I think Kayak VR overall like kind of looks better, but this has that underwater exploration element to it, which is really nice. But what the cool thing about the Subside thing is, like I said, it's swimming underwater. If they create Subside as an underwater exploration game where you can go like exploring, treasure hunting, give you things to do underwater, any sort of little mini games they can do, but also make it a good experience as well, I think it could be really successful. We obviously, there's a void right now, you know, with missing PSVR Worlds or something on next gen systems. If I saw that Subside has like a shark encounter kind of thing like that. It could be really good, but it is either a one-man developer or a small team or something. So I think it's going to be a while before we see that game, because I don't know how long they're in development. I don't know if they're like planning on releasing soon. But right now it's like a very cool tech demo-y kind of thing, tech demo / experience. There wasn't a lot to it. There was literally just finding some coins underwater, which they actually updated the second day. And, but I think if you can explore some like deep ocean stuff, some shipwrecks, and go treasure hunting, or you know, things like that, I think this game could be really, really cool. But they're gonna have to make a game out of it. Otherwise, people are just gonna have the same exact complaints about this that they did with Kayak VR. Although this gives you a little bit more freedom because it's not just limited to kayaking, but you know, it's a cool experience. I sure hope that they add a lot of content and like cool activities and things to do in it, because it is promising. All right, but I hope that answers your question, Hayden, and thank you for the donation again. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, the first time I played the Subside demo, I'm like, here we go, overhyping stuff again. But then like I gave it another shot, and it's one of those things where it's like, this is just cool to experience. This is cool to just hang around in and immerse yourself in, right? Like it's cool in that regard. But I'm not expecting a huge game just yet. I'm expecting more of like a tech demo-y kind of thing, a very cool tech demo, but I hope they add enough content to it. Darth Vader with the donation. Thank you for keeping that tip train going, my friend. Appreciate the love and support. Right back at you. Says Stride Fates trailer looks promising. Looks like it has fun gameplay with fluid movement. Fingers crossed for a good release for that one. This is the closest to Dying Light 2 in VR I'll get. Well, my friend, that is perfect timing. Again, thank you for the donation. But you couldn't have timed that any better, because in fact the next game I wanted to talk about was Stride Fates, because I am also very, very excited about this one, and I'm going to tell you why. A couple different reasons. So Stride Fates is of course a story-driven parkour campaign built for VR. I was a fan of the first game, just Stride is what it was called, and it was very much like time trials and courses, like obstacle courses. But what makes this kind of cool is that they do add an action element of like grappling hooks and guns and melee combat and all these things. Well, this game further kind of expands on that, but actually grounds it with a story-driven campaign, and I think that is pretty awesome. Let's go ahead, and we do have an official release date for this, and it is coming May 16th. And guys, this is like honestly jumping up to one of my more anticipated games. I know there's a lot of like huge titles coming out. But this one I am very, very excited for. I think Stride was Joyway's best game yet out of all the ones I've played, which is basically Stride and Dead Hook, and I feel like there was one or two other ones. But I feel like parkour is awesome in VR, especially when it's designed for it. I actually, one of the VR mods that I tried recently, last night actually, was Ghost Runner VR. And that, unfortunately, I had to use not a DualShock, but I had to use like a Logitech controller that was kind of like a gamepad. And like, even that was fun, right? But this being built for VR, and designed around that's what we like. Really, again, people got to stop taking this stuff for granted when you have games designed with VR in mind. I love those mods. I do. And it was super fun. And I look forward to trying the 6 Degrees of Freedom or motion controls for Ghost Runner, which is also a fantastic game in VR. But this is designed by a studio for VR, and that's got me super excited. Again, let's go ahead and check out what they have to say over on the PlayStation blog. Stride Fates, coming May 16th. And it is one player. They say, raised in the slums of dystopian Aeron City at the very bottom of the food chain, you got a golden ticket out. I got a golden ticket. To survive and climb the ladder in elite police forces of Sky Chases, you will have to deal with power shifts in gangs, dirty family feuds, corporate secrets, forbidden tech, and much more. Your fate is bound with other motley characters in this story. Will you accept the destiny or fight against it? Says, feel like a parkour spec ops officer. That sounds awesome in itself. Climb buildings, vault through windows, and slide down cables with lightning speed. Explore open locations under the watch of snipers and drones. Feel the thrill of close quarters combat with tactical shooter gameplay, and use your gadgets and hacking skills to outwit thugs and corporates. From dirty slums to affluent skyscrapers, you will visit many places to enjoy the view and challenge your reflexes in action-packed gameplay. Technological leap. Reworked Stride engine offers advanced levels of graphics, physics, and interactivity on PSVR2. We've refined every aspect of the original Stride. When you run, battle, interact with characters, or solve puzzles, I didn't know there was puzzles in this. Hype! Dead! No, I'm just kidding. You can expect a major leap in technology. So guys, this is sounding pretty damn promising. It looks great from the trailers. And they have confirmed multiple times now that this game is enhanced, because this is the PSVR2 and PC version releasing simultaneously. And they have confirmed that this is an enhanced version of the game. I think Upload VR also confirmed that it is running at 90 frames per second. So it doesn't look like it's going to use reprojection. But I am very, very excited about this one. This is one that I will not be sleeping on, and I don't think you should either. And only a month ago. I'm really excited about so many things about this. I love that there's a katana right there. There's knives, weapons, melee weapons, as well as guns. They're going to take advantage of the haptics and probably adaptive triggers. And yeah, man, the gameplay of this is really smooth and fluid. Just like you were saying, Darth. And like I said, I was a big fan of the first one. And this is like this is going to feel more like a full, complete game with the whole story and everything in it. Like, kind of just guide you through the game. One thing I really liked about the Ghost Runner, after playing Ghost Runner, I'm like really excited about this, because that whole like parkour, platforming in first person element is super fun. It's challenging, but it's fun to master. There's wall running and stuff like this in Ghost Runner. This has a lot of similarities: sliding, wall running, climbing. But this actually kind of expands further with the weapons and the gadgets and everything. So Super excited about this. We'll have to wait and see, of course, how it ends up being. But my hype levels are pretty high for this one. I'm very excited about this. Mr. Bean says, swords, I'm sold. I know. That is pretty cool. Like the mix between shooting and melee combat. They kind of just doubled down on what they had going. I think Stride was a great foundation. Dude, this grappling and swinging and stuff. And then it's got like the realistic look to it as well. This is like the closest thing to like a Mirror's Edge that we've gotten. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. So look forward to checking it out and sharing all about it. And can't wait for this one, man. This is my kind of game right here. Like I said, that fast moving Twitch gameplay. It's got a nice blend of a couple different things. So super excited, man. Super excited. Adam says, I'm getting Stride if no repro. Well, they've said 90 frames per second, so it doesn't sound like it's gonna have reprojection, which is good. Mark Yo says Fairs looks good, but I'm hesitant. Fates looks good, but I'm hesitant. Yeah. I mean, I think we never know until we play it, right? But we'll let you know as soon as we can. Once we check it out, hopefully we get some review keys for it. Joyway's been good to me in the past, so hopefully they're not mad at me for not liking Dead Hook very much, because I know some people like Dead Hook. I did not. It's just not for me. Didn't care for it, but that can all change here with Stride Fates. This is like I'll take the first Stride over Dead Hook any day. No, that's right. All right, guys. That is it for like announcements, updates, new releases, things. Again, go check out Summer Dive DLC from Puzzling Places. Madison VR next week. Oh, my heart. In terms of how I'm going to cover Madison, if we get review keys early, I might just record like my first impressions and then have a review like on the Patreon ready. Oh, shit, my Patreon scroll is not here. Where'd it go? I didn't even realize that was missing. New PC, guys. New PC. Apologies for that. I will get that taken care of ASAP. Let's see here. I can't do it right now though. But sorry. Shout out to these lovely people that are usually right here scrolling. Patrons. I haven't forgotten about you. New PC. I knew, hey, if that's all that goes wrong on this stream for my new PC, I'll take it, man. But I owe you guys one. Adam says, live stream Madison, bro, please. The thing is, if I live stream Madison, I would probably have to have the chat turned off. Like, as much as my streams are all about interacting with you guys. That's what my streams are about. That's what I love doing. A game like Madison might not work though, because like I want to be scared. It does change the experience. When I played Resident Evil Village, like there was people, they're just having fun, but they were they were spoiling parts for me. They were like, it takes me out of the game, takes me out of the immersion. So there are disadvantages to live streaming, horror games in particular. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this game is a big deal to me. So I promise you, at the very least, I will record my first impressions, like a lengthy stream of Madison, and post it for you guys. And if I haven't beaten it by then yeah, maybe I'll live stream my playthrough or something. I'll do my best to make something good for you, okay? You will not miss me crapping myself. That's for sure. One way or another, you're going to see me scared playing this game. And I'm pretty good with horror games, but man, I'm telling you, if they've got good sound design and the graphics are really good and the game is super scary, like it's going to get me. It's going to get me good. So it is time now, guys, to get to the PlayStation sale. Yo, dog. PlayStation heard you like sales, so they put sales within your sales on top of your sales. We just got done with the spring sale, so now there's the post-spring May sale. Good God, the sales, man, on PSN are insane. That is definitely one big advantage that they have. There's so many good sales all the time, and yeah, so I don't always blame people for waiting stuff to go on sale, because stuff goes on sale so often. But let's go ahead and take a look and see, because we got a ton of discounts here. I'm of course going to be using psprices.com with the filters. It looks a little bit different. It looks like they've updated the website a little bit. There's some new stuff going on. Now, disclaimer, I don't think these are listed. So let's go ahead and be sure to mention these, because these are super must-haves. Resident Evil Village is $14.99. $15 for a AAA multi-million-dollar game. That is one of the best games. Actually, I rated it as the best PSVR2 game. It doesn't have maybe the best replay value. It has some replay value. You can replay it. But in terms of like trophies are missing and a couple other balancing things, it leaves a little bit to be desired. But that first playthrough of Resident Evil Village is mind-blowing. It is not only a full-blown Resident Evil game in VR, it was built with VR in mind, and it is truly incredible. And so Resident Evil Village, $14.99, absolute must-have. It is an amazing game. The other game that's not mentioned on PS Prices is Resident Evil 4. The other Resident Evil game on PSVR2. Can you believe in the first year we got 2 AAA Resident Evil games? Oh my goodness. Resident Evil 4 is $19.99 on PlayStation Plus. I'm sorry, on the store. Resident Evil, these are both 10 out of 10 games. Even though Resident Evil 4, it has a couple more issues than Resident Evil Village does. It has some parts that take you out of first person that put into third person. It's kind of cutscene heavy and has like some flat cutscenes, unlike Village, which keeps you in most of the cutscenes. And then there's a couple gameplay parts that are kind of due to it being a remake. It's not necessarily just the VR version. It's just there's some changes in the remake that didn't completely 100% land with the new version. That being said, many will say that Resident Evil 4 is the best PSVR 2 game, is better than Resident Evil Village, and I totally get it. I would not, it's like, I'm not going to fight that because at the end of the day, Resident Evil 4 is extremely fun, extremely replayable. It has amazing graphics. And it's just got this like, it's a little bit more Resident Evil than Village is, which is really nice. But my goodness, phenomenal game. So you can pick up both Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Village for $35 total. That is an absolute steal. Okay, now we got that out of the way. What is up, GC, the Diet Pepsi Cat, in the house tonight? Yo, 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 and je ne sais quoi. Hello, good to see you. Welcome, the newest PSVR 2 owner on the channel. Let's go. Woo woo. Happy to have you. Thank you. Shapeshifter says it's worth $70. Yes, but if you can get it for $15, why not? Absolutely. All right. So Flippy Nugget says I have disc versions of both, and I be keeping them forever. I actually I have disc versions of both games as well, right over there. I'm looking right at them. And yeah, I had to own them. If they would have confirmed that Resident Evil 4 had full VR support from the get-go, I would have had the $200 collector's edition of it, but that's okay. Oh yeah, PSVR2 enthusiast. I totally forgot to mention that. O-Shape launched today. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to check it out. Here's the thing about O-Shape that I'll say is that I actually really like the gameplay of it. I think it's a lot of fun. The whole, like, you gotta move your body in the way of those barriers. It's kind of like, it's like that, I don't know. I've seen it, like, I don't know if it's called Hole in the Wall. I've also seen it on like some Japanese game shows and stuff where they have to like stretch out their arms and like they gotta morph their body. So it is this is a little bit different because this is O-Shape Ultimate, which I have not played. But in terms of O-Shape, I actually really like the gameplay a lot. My biggest problem with O-Shape was the soundtrack. A lot of it used, and granted, it's been a long time since I've played it. But when it comes to rhythm games have to have good music for me. That's why I love Synth Riders so much. Beat Saber's kind of an exception because, like, I don't love the music in Beat Saber, but the gameplay is just so much fun. But I love Pistol Whip. I love Synth Riders, and it's a lot of it has to do with the soundtrack on it. So O-Shape's biggest weakness for me was the music. Unfortunately, it all sounded like cheap, royalty-free crap music that I really didn't like, and so that's going to be the thing that I got to see if how much that has changed. But gameplay-wise, like I liked the gameplay of O-Shape. Thank you for reminding me, because sometimes I think I subconsciously think about things and then I remove it because like I think of negative things about it. But anyways, let's get to this sale, you guys. And what up, Robert the Game Cat? Good to see you, my homie. Welcome home. Kick your feet up and hang out for a second. We're gonna go through this sale one by one. I'm gonna give you the thumbs up, thumbs down. I thought I pressed hide on this. Oh, okay. So that's one of the new features. You have to be able to. This is not a PS5 VR game. This is a PS4 VR game. I recommend it for PS4 VR though. Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition is 30% off and is $27.99. I like Creed. I think it's a solid boxing game. The remastered version is decent. That being said, $30, you can do better. I'd like to pay like $15, $20 for it because of the content. It doesn't have staying power, but it is good overall. So I'm going to say pass on Creed, unfortunately, which is a shame because I do like it. Next, we've got Synth Riders Remastered Edition for $14.99. This, my friends, is an absolute yes. I love Synth Riders, like I said. I love the soundtrack. They just released the 80s mixtape for all you 80s lovers out there. And the mixtape is pretty good, but there's good music on Synth Riders. There's like really dope synthwave, there's metal, there's punk rock, there's look, I'm not a fan of swing music. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the electro swing does have fun mapping. There's also multiplayer in this. There's gorillas. There's some good stuff. So highly recommend you get Synth Riders for $15, and then just kind of like add whatever packs you want to it. I don't recommend buying the whole thing because you may not end up using it all. But Synth Riders is awesome. Highly recommend it. It feels way better. It's so much better on PSVR2 as well. But guys, here it is, the golden buzzer of the sale, the absolute must-have pickup, absolute steal. Ding, 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 is surprise coming from me. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition is $13.59. Woo-wee! May the 4th be with all of you. Good Lord, man. Okay, look. I've talked about Star Wars a million times, and like I've gone on the record to say like I'm not the biggest fan, but I do think it's solid. Like it's good. There is some fun to be had there. It does utilize some of the features well. And as for a port of a Quest game, it actually will surprise you. It does not feel like a port. It looks really, really nice, in fact. But Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, man, $13, $13.59. Absolute steal for this game, you guys. Absolute steal. That is my number one pick of this sale going on, because this has never been this low. This is usually a $40 game. I would never, I don't think I could recommend it for $40, but for under 15, my goodness, absolutely go out and pick this up. I don't even care if you're like not a Star Wars fan. This is amazing price for this game, and I think you'll enjoy it. You're gonna have to. Next we have I don't think this Tales from Reverie thing is an actual PS5 VR game. Swordsman VR Release the Kraken is $13.99, also $12.99. If you want a good physics-based combat arena game, really weighty combat, I mean, look, Swordsman doesn't need my recommendation, because that game already kills it. It's already every single month a top 10 downloaded game, and it's good, but keep in mind it is limited to just an arena based combat game. For $13, it has been slightly more on sale. I don't think it's like a must have, but if you like physics based combat, you know, medieval combat kind of things, maybe. But I'm gonna go like meh. Like you could pass on this one. I want to say yes, because I did voice acting in it. Well, I wouldn't say voice acting. I did one voiceover line in it. And also it is a good game though. I think it's solid. It may be a little bit dated now, but a lot of people really like it. So I think it's solid, but it's not a must-have by any means. Not anymore. I do look forward to Sin Studios' next game though. Next we've got Trip, A New Way to Meditate. Is usually way too expensive and is 30% off for also too expensive. No. No to Trip. I'll be honest, there's some cool things about Trip. There's some things I like about it, but it's way too expensive. And there's also some updates to it that look terrible. There's some stuff that looks okay. I do like the idea of having a relaxation / meditation app. But yeah, I would say hard pass, especially for that price. Hard pass on Trip. 2 thumbs down for that price. Maybe if it goes on sale for like $5 one day, maybe if you need some meditation, then I'll just tell you to get Tetris Effect instead, because that's a better meditation game. Anyways, moving on here. Cooking Simulator is 20% off for $19.99. Unfortunately, I haven't played this one. This is a rare, haven't played this game. So I can't really say anything much on it. I know a couple people that said they liked it. So there's that. But overall, it's kind of just something I'm not really interested in. It's not for me. So I don't know. Kayak VR Mirage is $16.09. Now I know this game gets a lot of flack for being a tech demo, and it basically is, but it's a beautiful tech demo. I do think, I think it's a beautiful game. You know what Subside VR reminded me of at first? Subside was kind of like the pool level, like the tutorial pool, indoor pool in Kayak VR Mirage. It's like just that. Like that kind of sums up what I felt about the Subside demo. Of course, there's so much more potential here in both of these games, and yeah, like Kayak's okay. The problem is it's just not a fun game. So if you want a good like graphical showcase experience kind of thing, tech demo-y thing, sure. If you want a game, hard pass. But yeah, next we have Red Matter for $13.99. 2 thumbs up. Red Matter is an amazing game. It's about like 4 or 5 hours depending on your play style. But cannot recommend Red Matter enough. It is a puzzle game, but it feels like an eerie sci-fi adventure, and it's got great style, phenomenal music, great graphics, really interactive, and just cool cinematic set pieces and puzzles and all these things. 2 thumbs up for Red Matter. Absolutely highly recommend. And then also get Red Matter 2 while you're at it. I think there's a bundle for these actually. It may not be showing here, but there might be both on sale. Kizuna AI Touch the Beat. Why have I played this game? I'll tell you why. Because Rypop, that's out there somewhere, is an evil son of a bitch and made me play this game for viewer's choice. Blech. Blech. Kizuna AI Touch the Beat is one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever played. Stay far away from it. It's not even a good rhythm game. Like I don't, all the anime waifu stuff. That doesn't bother me as much as just how bad of a game it is. It's terrible. It feels terrible. It's just everything about this I hate. I hate what this stands for. Oh lordy. Next we've got, oh, by the way, if that wasn't clear enough, 2 thumbs down. If I had a third thumb, I'd give it 3 thumbs down for Kizuna AI. Next we have, this will be an interesting one. System Critical 2 is 28% off. It is $14.99 with PlayStation Plus. It is a whopping couple cents less, $14.39. This one's tricky. So I like things about this game. This is one of the most, there's a lot of indie games out there. This is one of the more rough indie games. Like this indie game has a lot of rough edges and a lot of unpolished things about it. A lot of jank, a lot of problems. It does have some charm to it though. There is some good things about it. Some people might enjoy it. I wouldn't get it if you're like a huge Mega Man fan, which I am. It's not the Mega Man part of it that I liked, although I do like the M-Buster in it. It's kind of more the old school first person shooter thing that I liked about it. I know Nihilist Ryan, my metal feline friend in the chat, is a big fan of this game. I think you could do worse. Just I'm gonna say probably pass. But like it's got some likable things about it. It's just, again, expect, if you do pick this up, expect some really rough edges, some unpolished things about it. But also some pretty cool, like there's some fun to be had there. But it's too janky, too rough, for me to be like super big thumbs up here. But not a horrible price. I think you could certainly do much. Let me just say, there's far worse games out there. I wish I could say better things than just there's worse games out there, but that's all. That's the best I got, man. I tried. Let's see here. Next, we've got Bartender VR Simulator. I haven't played this, but I'm gonna say hard pass on this. I don't know. I can't say anything, but I don't care. Forever Bowl is 50% off, $11.99 or $9.99 with plus. There were two Forever games that came out. There's a Forever Pool and Forever Bowling. I liked the I liked the bowling game more, but I don't know how to describe this. Like, Forever Bowling feels like the cheapest Quest port that you could imagine. Like, it's got a lot of the content there, but none of its quality. I feel like it's a lot of it's got content to it. It's got like some cool things about it. It's just not quality at all. It feels like the cheapest game. The physics don't feel good. The throwing the ball doesn't feel good. Graphically, it looks super lifeless. So I'm going to say hard pass on Forever Bowl, though I'm dying for a bowling game. There's some people that might like it. I don't think there's going to be that many. It's like maybe one of those that you throw your kids in or something. But it's going to be a pass for me. I did not like it, and the pool game, the Forever Pool game, stay far away from that one. That was terrible. So moving on, where'd my thingy here go? We've got Galaxy Cart is $13.99, 50% off, $9.99 with PlayStation Plus. Now we're talking, guys. I think for the first time ever, I'm gonna give Galaxy Cart a thumbs up because they deserve it, man. Guys, I highly recommend checking out Galaxy Cart. It is definitely the best kart racer besides the kart racing in Gran Turismo, of course, but a true kart racer. They've done a lot of updates to this game. They've added a lot of content. They've done a lot of balancing. And like graphics updates, levels, all sorts of things. The time is definitely now to pick up Galaxy Cart. $10 is a great price for that game. It is the perfect price, in fact. That is a good deal. And it does have multiplayer as well. So if you're in our Discord, you can eventually join the Discord and get some multiplayer events going. But yeah, man, Galaxy Cart's good. I played it all single player. I don't even think I've played the multiplayer once. But at $10, I would absolutely recommend Galaxy Cart. It's fun now. It's good, and it supports the wheel, which is really nice. But yeah, it is an excellent $10 game. Excellent $10 game. I think this is the first time I've given Galaxy Cart the thumbs up. But hey, guys, you've earned it. All right, let's get back to the sale here. Good job. Affected the Manor Complete Edition is $6.99. I haven't played the PSVR2 version. It is supposed to be enhanced. That's pretty cheap though. And if you like haunted houses, if you want like a haunted house experience, $7 ain't bad. I would actually probably say yes. $7 for a haunted house thing that you can replay, you can put family members in and terrify. That's actually not bad for a shorter 45 minute. I'd say it's about 45 minutes to an hour long experience maybe, but if the best way to compare Affected the Manor is kind of to like a $20 haunted house thrill ride. Like usually haunted houses last 2-3 minutes at best, and you pay like $20. This is not bad for $7 or whatever. It's very much just a scary walking sim, but yeah, not bad. Colossal Cave. Colossal Cave is $14.99 or $13.99. I haven't played this yet either. I might pick it up now on this, but I honestly don't have really much interest. I have no really. I don't really have any interest in this. And I also hear that it's very blurry. If they updated this game graphically, like I'd probably check it out, but I don't feel like playing blurry games unless there's like some really good reason to, and a puzzle game is not a good enough reason. So unfortunately, gonna have to say nay to Colossal Cave. What is GC doing in the chat? Is she terrorizing people again? Make sure she stays in line, Robert. Anyways, I'm watching you, GC. Next, we've got Captain Toonhead versus the Punks from Outer Space for $14.99. Hard pass. And hard pass for a couple different reasons. Number one, it's a wave shooter. It's tower-based wave shooter. Now, there's some things that are actually not bad about it, but it is a tower defense wave shooter, and we are well beyond this. This game should have come out years ago on PSVR1, and it still would have been dated by that point. But also because this was the only game at PAX, and they were embarrassing. Like, they completely abandoned their post and at PSVR2, they had the only PSVR2 representation at PAX, and they left their headset on display in configuring mode, and like nobody could play it. The face rubber was ripped apart. And on a personal note, fuck these devs. No, absolutely not. I don't support shitty devs like this. But their other game, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, looks okay. But no, hard pass on Captain Toothead. Game kind of sucks anyways. Brain Beats, I have not played, nor do I care to play. I don't care. Rainbow Reactor Fusion. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. There's a couple of these games here that I have not played, unfortunately. I've not played Brain Beats. I don't care. I've not played Rainbow Reactor Fusion. I will say, I like these devs. These are nice devs and everything. Some people say that, excuse me, that like as you get more into this game, like it gets a little bit better. Like there's some things to like about it. I think Brian has a Brian Bites on this game. Maybe go check that out and decide. I'm not going to be the one to tell you here though, because I have zero interest in this. So hard pass for me. B99 Overclocked is a retro-inspired roguelike, another roguelike. I also have no interest in this as well. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of interest, but not willing to pay $10 interest in it. There's just so many better deals right now. There's so many better games that you can get that I would recommend first. So I'm gonna have to hard pass on all three of these. Although Gel is in the chat and says Rainbow Reactor is fun. And Jin also says I liked Rainbow Reactor Fusion. So there is some love in the chat for Rainbow Reactor, which is good because I'm not going to be the person to be able to give it love. But there are people saying that, it's maybe something you want to look into. Go check out reviews on it. See if it's for you. Next, we have Space Docker VR is 25% off, $11.59 or $10.86. Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for Life, says use the golden buzzer on Space Docker. I would, but I can't because I already used it on Star Wars. That's how golden buzzers work. But yeah, man, huge thumbs up. Space Docker is really cool. Not for the faint of heart, not for those that don't have good VR legs. It is a slow, chill game. I honestly, as much as I like it, I haven't played it very much, like if at all. So it's one of those where it's like, if you are in the mood or have the time to play it, check it out. I sadly haven't played it enough, but what I have played is fantastic, and I really, really like Space Docker, and would absolutely recommend it if you're into Space Forklift Simulator. More love for Rainbow Reactor here. My dude, Awesome Tatum, says Rainbow Reactor is a nice, chill game. Very good to know. Maybe I will check it out. I don't know. That could end poorly though. I don't know if I'd be the right person. But lots of recommendations for it here in the chat. So if you trust my chat, pick it up. I trust them mostly. Maybe I'll pick it up and check it out and give it a try. Next, we've got Mecha Party, which stealth dropped recently. $13.99, $11.99 with Plus. Skip this one. Hard pass. It is an online only game with probably with nobody playing it. It's gonna be a waste of time and money. Hard pass, thumbs down for Mecha Party VR. It just stealth dropped one day. I don't even know what it's doing out there. Next, we've got The Room VR A Dark Matter is $22.49 or $19.49. Here's the thing. I like The Room VR A Dark Matter a lot, but that was really my PSVR 1 experience with it. I do think it's a great game. The upgrade, the PSVR 2 version is only a slight upgrade. It's not as much of an upgrade as I had hoped for. So it's not super enhanced, but it is good. The thing is though, I don't know if I recommend it for $20. For $20, it's about 4 hours long and it's a one and done. And I have recommended one and done 4-hour games at $20 before. It's not a bad price. But this game has been on sale for deeper discounts, and I would wait for a deeper discount on The Room VR Dark Matter. That being said, it is very good. So I'm gonna say pass on The Room VR Dark Matter. Nothing against the game; it's a great game, but I just can't recommend it at this time. Real quick, intermission. Hayden Fox, thank you so much for the donation. Keeping that tip train rolling. Appreciate you. Says, are you looking forward to Slender VR, AJ? No. Not unless somebody says it's amazing, which is probably not going to happen. I am not looking. I probably won't even play Slender VR. We've also got, let's see here. Very Bad Dreams at 30% off, $19.99 or $17.49. Hard pass on this one. No. My experience with it was I was actually going to give these people a shot. I was excited. I wasn't excited, but I was like, I'll give this a chance. I gave it a chance and it failed miserably. It had awful bugs. While I did like some of the creativity of it, it had really bad bugs and was just an awful experience. And on top of that, every single day, this game reinstalls itself with a 16 gigabyte update. So unless if you want a 16 gigabyte update installing on your console every single day, sure. But no, you don't. And there's a hard pass on Very Bad Dreams. It's not good. I like the game where you stick your head in a butthole TV instead. I like that one more, and I didn't like that one either. Just wait for Madison VR, or get Affected the Manor to hold you over until Madison. Next we've got Runes Megas Complete for it's 35% off. It is $20.99 or $19.49 with PlayStation Plus. Another hard pass, unfortunately. I was hoping this would be the first JRPG that we got on PlayStation VR 2. That is not the case here. It's a really it's just not a good port, and it's not a good game. It's boring. It almost got it right. But it's 50% bland dungeon crawler wannabe, and it's 50% Japanese girlfriend simulator. So no, hard pass on Runes Magus. Next, we have Demio coming in with a new lowest. I like this new feature they've added on the website. 55% off, $19.99 or $17.99 with PlayStation Plus. Let's see here. What happened here? Guys, buy Demio. Buy Demio right now. This is another 2 thumbs up. Demio is like, it doesn't get talked about enough. And it drives me crazy that it can't be said enough that this game can be played single player or multiplayer. A lot of people are under the impression that Demio can only be played multiplayer. No, that is not the case. Demio can be played single player, and it's fan freaking tastic. I think it's in my top 10 PSVR2 games. I'm pretty sure it's top 10 on my list. It is amazing, man. If you like dungeon crawlers, turn-based strategy stuff, I know that's not for everybody, but hey, sometimes like that shit's better than people give it credit for. There's good mechanics to it. The multiplayer is really good for what it's worth. But my point is that you don't have to play it multiplayer. Cannot recommend Demio enough. Let's see here. Mad_vegan says, I limit myself to one PSVR game a sale and went with Star Wars over Demio. Hey, Star Wars got the golden buzzer, so you chose wisely. But that being said, y'all got to pick up Demio at some point, man. It's so good. It's amazing. I think that's another game we need to support the devs on. It is one of my favorites, man. And I've played with GC13 and I have played multiplayer. It's really, really fun multiplayer. Just don't play with GC13 because she will do everything to either go invisible and hide in the corner or sabotage the entire team. So just word of wisdom there. Vince Virtuous says, I paid full price for Demio. Very cool game. Hell yeah, man. Also, it is flat too, so if you have friends that play flat, you can play it with them. I love Demio so much, man. Cannot recommend it enough. And we have finally reached the end of the sale here, and we've got Angry Birds VR Isle of Pigs. This is $9.99 or $8.99 with PlayStation Plus. This one's tricky. Listen, I think that this game is like okay. Like I feel like this is a good game to like let like kids or somebody that's not very experienced with games or something to play. It's a simple concept and it's easy to play. But I think that there's not really much interesting about it. So it's a tough one, man. As much as I'd like to say, as much as I'd like to recommend Angry Birds, I'm going to say probably pass. But if it's not because it's a bad game, I just think it's a very uninteresting game. There's nothing exciting about it. There's nothing interesting about it. But it is a competent game, like in itself. And it's better on PSVR 2 than it was PSVR 1 because it has better tracking and it's got some charm to it. Like it's not bad. It's just there's 200 games on PSVR 2 and there's a lot of good ones. There's like 30 to 40 must play games. So it's a decent game, but yeah, man, gonna say pass for now. And that concludes the May sale here. Tom in the house tonight says thank you for your sale roundup, AJ. You're welcome, man. Thank you all for being here and hanging out and making it through my very first stream on my new PC rig. Very exciting shit. I'm so glad that the casualties were minimal here. Yeah, good stuff, man. Amazing sale. So just a quick recap for the must-haves from this sale, by the way. just in case you're coming in late. Must-haves are Resident Evil 4 for Resident Evil Village, Synth Riders, Star Wars got the golden buzzer here, Red Matter, and I did actually give a thumbs up for Galaxy Cart and Affected the Manor. Pretty good shit there, especially Galaxy Cart. That's a good deal. Space Docker VR and Demio. That's some good shit, man. Those are the must-haves from the sale. But yeah, man, $13. Go enjoy yourself. Go get immersed in the Star Wars universe. Not too bad, man. But guys, this has been Interactive Chat Volume 65. We got Madison coming next week, so we'll be covering our review for Madison on the show. If you're a Patreon supporter, thank you so much, man. I'm sorry the new computer didn't include you here. But I will next week. I'll be sure to have. I've almost migrated my entire old PC to my new one, so almost ready, man. And once I get, like I said, once we get more info on PC VR support for PSVR2, definitely excited to show off some new things on the channel. I'll utilize Patreon. I'll utilize my Twitch channel to show that stuff off for you guys, and hopefully can make some like guides to help you, the gamers out there, for the gamers, man, what the best stuff is. GC13, the Diet Pepsi Cat. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate the love and support. Right back at you. Thank you for keeping that tip train going. It says a quick tip to represent the number of times I killed AJ and Demio. How did I know this was going to be something bad? I had a feeling. I was like, oh no, she's got the spotlight here. She's going to use this to attack me in some way. And she did. No, she says to represent the number of times I killed you and Demio. I swear it was accidental. Thank you again, AJ, for doing this. Thank you, Tiffany. And it was an absolute blast playing Demio with you and Creeper Betty. And who was the other person we played with? Well, I know we played like with us a couple times. Was it Awesome Tatum? I don't remember who the other person was, but it was a super fun time. It was amazing. And now you can save, I think, anywhere in Demio multiplayer, so you don't have to like wait till you get to a floor. So that's nice. You can pick up where you left off, which was one of the biggest problems. Bambino Ramos says, for the sale, I'm buying Star Wars, Demio, Galaxy Cart, and RE4. Woo! Oh man, that's a nice haul, Bambino. That is a very, very nice haul. I recommend playing Resident Evil 4 last so that it doesn't ruin the other games for you. Just a recommendation. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you, man. All right. You guys, what up? PSVR Brazil, Carlos, good to see you, my friend. Y'all have a wonderful night here. We're going to see if the metal music works here. I haven't done this on this computer yet, so this might not work, but I'm going to give this a shot here and see if the metal works. You guys let me know if the metal music comes through. But thank you guys. I will see you again next week. Jars of Ash, the definitely not AI game cat. Atom, thank you so much, my friend. Bambino, Baba, G, is Demio couch co-op? No, I think it's online co-op only. Awesome Tatum in the house tonight, my friend. Thank you. No one knows. Appreciate you, homie. PSVR Brazil, my dude. UPIO Collectionaire de Games. Thank you so much, man. UP. Thanks for dropping by, homie. GC13. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for life. He's OG in the house. Let's see here. Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver, says he picked up Star Wars even though his backlog is massive. Hey man, never like absolutely add even if you got to add it to the backlog, 100% pick up Star Wars at that price. Absolute must have at that price. Good stuff, man. All the rest of you, Shapeshifter, Hayden, Nihilus Ryan, JB, Thank you so much for jumping in, Mad Vegan. Love you guys. Azure Wrath. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'll see you again very soon. Peace out.